Well, the good news is that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, got out and about today, but the sort of bad news is it got all rather emotional. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. And yes, it's an emotional thing, isn't it? By the way, can I share this with you? Because again, this can move people in many different ways. I love a bit of facts, sort of facts and figures and everything like that. Well, on this day in 1900, the brilliant composer Puccini of those wonderful operas, well, he debuted Tosca, right? And what was interesting was apparently the people in the audience were in floods of tears because it's that emotional, as we know. The music is superb. But during the interval, by his contemporaries, apparently there was a bomb scare to try and clear the theatre so people would not come back. It didn't work, and as we know, Tosca Puccini went on to great success. The reason why I mention that is, when you think about it, it's a little bit like returning to something that really meant so much to you in that moment. And as we know, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has had a very tough year. And as I often say here on the show, my heart goes out to everybody out there, literally, I know it sounds a bit Norma Desmond, but out there in the dark, as it were, who are going through very similar things, because it's hard, isn't it, illness? It can be anything from just an upset tummy, to something more severe, and you're thinking, what will I do? Your life changes in the blink of that diagnosis, doesn't it? And then suddenly you have to deal with everything around you. Well, as we know, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was diagnosed with cancer this time around last year, and of course His Majesty the King also, who is still battling on, which as I said, I'm absolutely in awe of this guy, that he's not just crumbled away and thought, no, he'll push forward, and that's what he's doing. As we found out, all thanks, of course, to President Trump, William said he's fighting it hard. Long may he continue. Good luck, sir, is what I would say. So today, Catherine went to the Royal Marsden Hospital, predominantly to thank all of the people that have been so helpful, so kind, and so assisting to her upon that diagnosis. And everything's going really well, according to sources. And then Catherine got very emotional. Now, don't worry about this, because this is just the way life is, isn't it? I think the problem is when you go back to somewhere like that, Catherine probably saw these people that she'd seen a year ago, had all the anxieties and the fears, and according to her source, just sort of welled up, got a little bit over emotional at re-seeing these people, as I say, that had helped her, guided her, and more importantly, got her through this terrible period of her life. Now, the good news is, not only is she now going to become a shared patron of the Royal Marsden Hospital, which has something akin, of course, because if you remember, the late and beautiful Princess Diana was also patron of that hospital. And not only that, in 2007, Prince William became the patron. So she's now going to be sharing it with him. I just think this sort of solidifies exactly how close and how tight the Wales family are. And what I would say, Mom, is, as we were all there, is look, don't worry about that. It's just one of those things. I kind of think we all get that wherever we go. Nobody likes dark times. But thankfully, we can come through it. And if we can smile and get a bit emotional, it's always the best way, isn't it? Now, as I often say here on the show, let's continue. Everybody out there who watches this channel, our community, if they're going through any sort of illness or problems, all the very best, and continue good wishes and good health to His Majesty the King and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, from everybody here on this channel. And by the way, Mom, I still think you look terrific. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.